Good morning, everybody. Last week's Parashat ended in a cliffhanger. After all the journeying back and forth between Canaan and Egypt, the brothers are traveling back to Canaan with their supplies when they have to return to Yosef, because Yosef's men have found Yosef's goblet in Binyamin's sack, and Yosef tells them that the one who had the goblet will have to stay and become his slave. I'm going to talk about chapter 44, verse 18, the first verse of the Parashat. And the first word is Vayigash. Judah approached Yosef to speak, to plead for Yosef not to be angry, but to listen to the story. If Yosef and the other brothers return to Yaakov without Binyamin, their father will surely die. Let Yehudah remain in Benjamin's place. This causes Yosef to send his courtiers away, and he tearfully reveals himself to his brothers. He doesn't bear them ill will because, quote, God sent me ahead of you to assure your survival in the land. He tells them to hurry back to Canaan to bring their father to Egypt. The sentence is, Vayigash elav Yehudah, Vayomer, Bi Adoni, Yedaber na avdecha davar beoznei Adoni, Va'al yichar apecha, Va'avdecha ki kamocha kafara. Then Judah approached him and said, Please, my Lord, let your servant appeal to my Lord, and do not be impatient with your servant, you who are the equal to Pharaoh. So many commentators focus on this very first sentence of the parasha. In the book Speaking Toyrah, Rabbi Art Green and his colleagues tell us that Or Torah, the Maggid of Mezrich, teaches that the word Vayigash refers to prayer. And Yehudah approached means any Jewish person, since we are Yehudim. So whenever you rise to pray, let it be for the sake of fulfilling what is lacking in your own life and in heaven. Your prayer gives voice to Shekhinah to pray for the world to be healed. Our spiritual and physical needs are part of the world that needs healing. The words Bi Adoni mean, please my Lord, addressed to Yosef, but also mean, within me is life unfolding. My sole intention is to bring blessing above to the aspect of the Creator within me. Pri Haaretz, Menachem Mendel of Vitebsk, says that by including the words Yehudah approached, when we know from the cliffhanger that he was standing next to Yosef, the text implies that Yehudah approached Yosef in his heart, trying to spark Yosef's compassion, even though he thought Yosef was Egyptian. Quote, each encounter with another human being is an opportunity to discover that both of us share a common root, to reveal the immutable bond hidden just beneath the surface. Rabbi Jonathan quotes a midrash that cites Proverbs 20, verse 5. The designs in a person's mind are deep waters, but a person of understanding can draw them out. The designs of a person's mind refers to Yosef. A person of understanding refers to Yehudah. What does this resemble? A deep pit into which no one could climb down. A pit where Yosef was. Then a wise person came and brought a long rope that reached down to the water so he could draw from it. So was Yosef deep in the pit, and Yehudah came and drew him out. In some ways, Yosef is still deep in the hole his brothers put him in so long ago. By approaching him with passion and selflessness, Yehudah is able to reach into Yosef's heart. How could Yehudah do this? Because he himself had been transformed. Think back to the story from a couple of weeks ago. Yehuda's oldest son married Tamar, but died. His second son married her, but didn't want a child of his to bear his late older brother's name, and he died. Tamar had to go live as a widow in her parents' house until Yehuda's third son was old enough to marry. But Yehuda never sent for her, leaving her in limbo. She pretends to be a sacred prostitute, sleeps with Yehuda, and takes his cord, staff, and ring as his pledge to send her a kid from his flock. She's pregnant, and Yehuda at first says she should be killed. But when she returns those items, his ID, to him, he realizes that she's more righteous than he is. 20 years ago, Yehuda was callous towards Yosef, participating in selling him into slavery. He had no idea of the pain he was causing his father then, but now he does, because he's lost 2 sons. If Benjamin doesn't return to Yaakov, their father's heart will be broken again. To try to stop that from happening, he offers himself as a slave in Benjamin's stead. Rabbi Jonathan quotes the Sfat Emet, who quotes the Kabbalist Isaac Luria on the words Bi Adoni, literally, please my Lord, but also God is within me. The letters Yud He Vav He are embedded in Yehuda's actual name. Hang on. Here's the whole verse, and here's Yehuda's name, Yud He Vav He. The only difference is the Dalet. So, Bi Adoni, it's up here in the Hebrew. Within me is God. Yehuda approaches Yosef as an equal human being, aware of the presence of God within him. This awakens Yosef's humanity. Quote, the 2 souls can finally meet with their pain and hope and longing expressed. So may we all remember that within each of us and within each person that we meet is the face of God. Thank you.